Well, it's a Friday morning. Welcome to the sports segment here on the AM Show. I'm Benedict Ozu. I'm in the studio with my colleague Sevin Saki. Together, we'll go through the sports for you this morning. We start here on the local scene, and the Normalization Committee has told the Premier League clubs threatening to boycott the special competition to rescind their decision or count themselves out of the championship set to begin on January 26th. Let's get some reactions to this and go straight to the phone lines and speak to Patrick Akoto, who is Communications Director of Media Mercy. Akoto, a very good morning to you and thanks so much for joining me. I'm sure you were in a meeting yesterday with the committee and also you received a letter from them.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we had a meeting with them. We have tabled a proposal, a counter proposal to the Normalization Committee. We sought to seek audience and try to give reasons why we think our proposal is better structured. We think our proposal, is more acceptable for us. And they told us to, go back, and they were going to get back to us. They've gotten back to us. What is it is that we are meeting this morning. I'm talking specific reference to the 16 Premier League teams. We are meeting this morning at 9 a.m. to take a definitive decision regarding the letter we've had from the Normalization Committee. It's a very straightforward decision. Either we will participate or we will not. It's just a straightforward discussion that we are going to have today. And then I'm sure by midday, the decision should be clear to the Ghanaian people.
Akoto, in your proposal, you guys want a 16-team competition. Do you have sponsorship for that?
What we do know is that we had already tabled the proposal to the Normalization Committee.
I asked a simple question. Do you have sponsorship for your 16? Do you have?
The fact that you asked the question does not mean that you answer the question that you want me to ask the question.
No, but I'm asking you a question. Do you have sponsorship for the 16-team competition?
I think appropriate. I am telling you, Benedict, this morning, that if we did not have any attempt of a sponsorship, we would not have sent a proposal to the Normalization Committee 2 months ago seeking their consent or approval to play a competition among the Premier League teams.
I'm also reliably informed that you don't have sponsorship.
I am not too sure the Premier League team will just go to the Normalization Committee without any clear-cut plan. I am saying to you,
no, but
the reason why we told them that even if there was a deficit, we were going to attempt to shore it up. Where are we going to get the money from? It's because we know we are well grounded. It's as simple as ABC.
So if the Normalization Committee should allow the 16 Premier League to go ahead with that competition, you get money for it?
We are now asking the question in the realm of conjecture. Let us wait. After today's meeting, we will take a decision.
Do you have the money for that competition?
We will hear from the Premier League clubs after today's meeting.
Why won't you play the special competition that they have been able to raise money from government, $800,000?
We've tabled a proposal. We think that the structure, the format is untenable. We are not happy about it. We give them what we think.
You just don't want the 48 clubs to be part?
Absolutely not. I mean, we have not made that point. I mean, I find it extremely inconceivable when I keep hearing people say that we don't want to play with the 48.
Okay, so tell me, what's in your proposal?
I mean, we play with them in the FA Champions League. We play friendly matches with them all the time. So why is it possible that we don't want to play the 48 Division 1?
All right, so briefly tell me.
It's not true.
Well understood. Briefly tell me what's in your proposal, Patrick.
What I have told you that we are not happy with the structure. We are not happy with the format. We are not happy with other details that I will not be able to share with you publicly. But what I'm telling you is that it's the reason why we followed it up after the letter with the meeting yesterday at the GFA Secretariat. It was a quite neat. We've had a response from the Normalization Committee. They will also get a response from us. It is important that people understand that the major protagonists in all these discussions are the clubs. We are the ones running football in this country. And we are now going to have a bigger say on how things are run, how things are done going forward, especially if we are normalized.
Patrick, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Definitely. I'll speak to you this afternoon on Sports Today and find out the decision that you guys will take, whether you participate in a competition or not. So that was Patrick Akoto. He is Communications Director of Media Mercy, and he's noted that the Premier League clubs will meet this morning at exactly 9 to take a final decision as to whether they will participate in the special competition set to begin on January 26 or not. The competition actually should have been launched today, but I understand that because of the back and forth with the Premier League clubs, likely to be launched on Monday. That's if they take the decision to participate in the competition or not. We definitely will follow that story and bring you more in our subsequent bulletins. But now we have to talk about Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They are in action in the CAF Confederation Cup this weekend. That's on Sunday. They will be in Cameroon to play against Cotton Sports. It's the first leg of their playoff, and Kotoko will leave Accra for Yaoundé this morning for that game. So, a big game for Asante Kotoko. How important is it for them to get a good result away before playing the second leg in a week's time?
Well, Kotoko is a club that the ambition is definitely to be successful in Africa, and that's why they press to be in this tournament. And they going into this game to Cameroon with Cotton Sports being on top form in the Cameroonian Premier League. It's a big one for them. It's a big task for Kotoko, who haven't played competitive football in a long time, but having friendly games to judge themselves. I think it's an important one for them to at least win this game going away, or at least getting a draw, because it's going to help them in their next round. And even in Africa, if Kotoko should get to the next round, they could be getting some money into their account, because we know that Ghanaian clubs are not getting any money. So if they could be successful in Africa, they could be helping their accounts.
And of course, there's pressure on CK Akono. I was at the Babara Stadium to see their game against Ashanti Gold, which they drew 1-1. That's the Jana Jokumkufo Foundation Trophy. And after the game, the fans went in so hard on him. Some of them believe that they are not playing any good football. I believe CK Akono can do this job.
Well, of course, when CK took the job, he knows that definitely the Kotoko fans are also always going to give him pressure. They are very demanding. A loss, just one game, if he loses, it's not something that they are going to take lightly. So he expected it, and all they have to do is that the Kotoko fans should give him some time, because he just came in. I mean, there's so much opportunities for him to improve the players that he's been able to get, and they just need to give them some time. It's a long-term program. I think they should give CK Akono, but the pressure is definitely going to be there for him. So they just need to win this game, and the fans will be back with them.
All right, so we'll see how it will go. Kumasi Asante Kotoko Cotton Sports is on Sunday. That's the first leg in Cameroon. We understand the second leg, which will be played next week, will be on Saturday at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. We pray that they'll be able to get a good result and make the second leg a mere formality there. Well, we have to move on and do some more. Last night, one game was played in Spain. It was a League Cup game that's also known as Copa del Rey or Kings Cup. It was Barca that went away to play against Levante, which Barca lost by 2-1. Well, if you're a Barca fan, don't panic, because it's just the first leg. You have a second leg to play at the Camp Nou. You didn't have the likes of Lionel Messi, Busquets, almost all your regular players in the team. You lost by 2-1. But so, you know, the Premier League is back after last weekend's run of matches in the FA Cup. A lot to expect this weekend in the Premier League. Liverpool definitely will be hoping to bounce back to winning ways in their game against Brighton.
Well, definitely, and that will be so. Another fixtures that will also be coming in the Premier League this weekend is West Ham. We're playing against Arsenal at home. Brighton will also be playing against Liverpool, as you already mentioned. Burnley versus Fulham will be the fixture that we already know. Then Burnley versus Watford, and Fulham also will be playing against Southampton. Cardiff versus Newcastle United. Huddersfield versus Bournemouth. Crystal Palace will be playing against Manchester United. Then Watford versus Wolves.
Your pick this weekend, obviously, will be the Tottenham Hotspur Manchester United game.
Right, definitely. I mean, it's an important match for us to be watching, and you know, Manchester United versus Tottenham. It's an important game for them, and it's also a game to judge Solskjaer and also Pochettino also trying to win certain leagues. But then we already know what is going to come between the two sides. It's a very tough one, but Solskjaer needs to judge himself for this game. United also needs to be able to do very well in the Premier League to try and get into the Champions League stage. Also, Tottenham also trying to have their Premier League ambition. This game is something that's going to judge both managers.
Manchester City, after what they did to Burton, will be hoping to get a good result in their game this weekend.
Well, definitely an important game, and they winning that game against Burton is going to put some fears into some of the Premier League sides who have been able to neutralize Manchester City for some time. But Wolves is also going to be a good test for them on Monday, and Guardiola is definitely going to be up for the game.
So good games to expect this weekend in the English Premier League. A lot to expect, and there will be the Spanish La Liga. I don't know if you have fixtures of the Spanish La Liga that will take us through.
I certainly do so for you. Open. And on Friday today, we are starting the Spanish La Liga, and Rayo Vallecano is going to play against Celta Vigo, Leganes versus Huesca, Valencia versus Real Valladolid, Girona versus Alaves, Villarreal versus Getafe. And then on Sunday, Atletico Madrid is going to play against Levante, Atletico Bilbao versus Sevilla, Barcelona and Eibar. Then Real Betis versus Real Madrid.
And Paris Saint-Germain, of course, will also be hoping to bounce back to winning ways after what happened to them in the League Cup.
Of course, and they'll be hoping to get some winning ways because, you know, PSG is not used to losing certain games like this, and definitely they trying to win the Ligue 1. They will definitely win this weekend.
And they are way to Amiens in the French league. Definitely will bring you more in terms of the leagues as we build up to this weekend's run of matches in the major European leagues. And also, we'll talk about the transfer window. Yesterday we started with myself, Uriku, and Selwyn on Sports Today. We'll continue this afternoon, so do join us at 2 on Sports Today.